Hey everyone, hope you're all doing well. Shalom. I am back up and running on Diet Dash on YouTube. And I just wanted to show you how on Dash 2.0, this is one of my two backup channels, already on timeout, so couldn't have come at a better time. And of course, talking about, Hollywood and the whole media, Mafia, all of them, they're all together in this one big cult together, And they're no different because when you see the heads of YouTube, you're not surprised. And of course, anytime you're talking about this topic, because guys, their demand is plummeting. Boo-hoo, did you hear this shit? So this is why people are getting shadow banned, and the shit's crazy because, before I go into my topic, you have to look up how many dreams people are having about this topic, guys. God's Way, she had a really powerful testimony. It's dated from last year. I mean, this is a 9-month-old video, and the stuff she was saying was on point, guys, on point. But, yeah, that's why, like, these sea hags are so hateful when it comes to us trying to, speak on this issue.
Pandemic ways, fewer and fewer people are rolling up their sleeves for the vaccine statewide and across the nation. And that's creating a giant question mark over what to do with the remaining excess vaccine supply. Crown 4's Gail Ong reports on how experts say those supplies could be put to good use.
2 years into the pandemic, demand for the COVID-19 vaccine is plummeting in the United States. Tracking by the CDC shows the daily count of total doses administered nearing a low not seen since the start of the pandemic.
The CDC data shows that vaccinations overall are significantly down. What does that tell you?
I think what essentially has happened is so many people saw Omicron in the United States during the Omicron surge. And what that means is the hospitalizations came down not just in places with high vaccination, but in places with high natural immunity. And so I think at this point, people are like, well, you know what? I don't need to get vaccinated. I've seen Omicron.
Dr. Monica Gandhi, UCSF infectious disease doctor, says for those still on the fence about getting the shot,
even just one vaccine dose after having natural infection really does extend your immunity, make it stronger. So I would encourage just one dose for anyone who's had natural infection.
And with the...
Well, there you have it, guys. I mean, they wouldn't be them if they weren't doing this, right? Crazy. I came across a few characters, because Hollywood, we got this going on. This is crazy. I'm gonna read a little bit, about Hollywood, Kabbalah, the cult, Unmasked. I think this was based on a book, and there's video links, you see how if you click on this, it'll take you to this channel. So talks about the casting couch. This is the kind of stuff that I was into like early on to really wake up to a lot of the bullshit. I actually wanted to show a clip too. I thought I had it open already. I'll go find it. See Hollywood's casting couch, Satan's playground. Because remember I said something about Lady Gaga. I want to see if I can find that video. I probably still have it. I have my hard drive still attached. Because it was so crazy. Because Mr. E is under the T virus. Yeah, the T-virus. Ooh, it must be this one. Where it was a Pop Goes the Weasel type of moment. We'll watch that after. We'll watch you in a minute. Because you are just too much for people right now. I gotta really go slow with these people. Because they don't know what Hollywood is really, really all about. But, what do we know about this Michael Lucas character? I brought his name up. He, obviously this should show people this is the Revelation 2:9 synagogue of Satan we're talking about. This is very important because obviously if this was, the people of the Most High, I mean this type of behavior would get you killed in the Old Testament laws. So, I mean, it just shows people are just so unlearned. So, I get a lot of so-called hate on BitChute over this topic. I don't know if people are just, hey, if you're unlearned, you're unlearned. That's on you, buddy. Because there's plenty of information on it. And it's funny because I was doing my research with fallen angels and the name, because you know how in these Catholic churches and in Roman Catholicism, it's like Jesus and Michael is almost conflated, because you got islands called Saint Miguel, you got Michael this and that. And I'm just like, I can't with this name. And then you got people online exposing the name Lucas, and how it's like a prefix for Lucifer, the morning star. And of course he was the so-called, even the Christians say, the so-called director or official over the music industry in heaven before he fell, right? So, I mean, the media can be acting, can be porn, can be music, can be news broadcast, it can be all those things together, right? So if anybody knows about the state of Israel, this the whole story behind that, and the folks who are responsible for that, I mean, first you need to at least know that much, right? And it goes back to the Rothschilds. But this is a very interesting character, and New York is a hot spot. And doing the research of the porn stuff, the Lucas Entertainment came up, right? And he founded that, and it's based in Manhattan. I can't, guys.
It was pretty impressive to see 19 people from the government come.
Oh yeah, because he did a documentary, you see this? Gay Israel Heaven. I mean, the blasphemy. Gay documentary, Israel, gay men in the promised land. Yeah, they're so-called. You see all these flags, right? And people need to know what the real promised land even really was, right? A lot of people already been put on that it was America. So what is the promised land of the synagogue of Satan? This character is definitely someone to keep an eye on.
Coming over and talking, it was pretty impressive.
Mr. Khazars, thank you very much. Your Prime Minister, Benjamin Netanyahu, actually mentioned gay people twice in his speeches, once in the United Nations and another during session of Congress in the United States.
Indeed, the government, including the foreign ministry, the Prime Minister, is sometimes using the liberal atmosphere in Israel regarding gay people in order to explain Israel abroad, to show how liberal Israel is. In comparison to other Middle Eastern countries, Israel is in a very good situation regarding gay people. Indeed, but there is still lots to do here in Israel.
Compared to the United States alone, I think you guys are leading.
Indeed, but
leading, see? So who is pushing when people say there's a so-called, gay mafia? Look at this character. Yeah, so he's the one that founded Lucas Entertainment. I went into that, and if you think porn is all consensual and there's nothing to it, you need to watch the 2007 movie Trade. Talks about, the human trafficking that goes into it. Okay, there's a lot. So this is a director. He just has a wild background, and a lot of them do, because I was even researching Clive Barker and some of his books, and his background is just, salacious to say the least, And, just gentleman is in his late 30s, and, very proud of his porn resume and how people are just, how they act like this person is so, is actually revered in that world. So must have a lot of influence. And I just thought this name, I mean, with a name like Michael Lucas, you can't turn away. If you know anything about the Bible, any type of spiritual inkling, you're like, this person is interesting, this person is sus. So Russian, Israeli, again, Israeli is the Revelation 2:9. These are not the original Israelites. Businessman and the founder and CEO of Lucas Entertainment. We'll have to go into that, which is a New York-based gay pornographic studio started by porn star Michael Lucas. It is one of the largest such studios in the world. The studio is known for lavish Big Budget Films. See? Manhattan's largest gay adult film company. The New Republic dubbed Lucas gay porn's neocon kingpin. He contends that his film, Michael Lucas's La Dolce Vita, I can imagine, is the most expensive gay porn film ever made, with a budget of $250,000 and multiple celebrity cameos. He was inducted into this. Oh, yeah, very honorable. Something the Morning Star would do if you know anything about, some of these entities, how they can piss off the Most High and do the whole, sodomite thing and trans and everything else, right? So, Gay VN Hall of Fame. So, yep. He's particularly well known for his activism and outspokenness, I'm sure. Wields his opinion all over the place. His criticism of drug use and his sponsorship of public service, ad campaigns about the dangers of unprotected sex in the gay community, led Harvey Fierstein, seen him before in Hollywood, to interview him for The Advocate. His New York Blade columns on ultra-Orthodox Judaism and Islam sparked a campus debate at Stanford University. In February 2008, when Lucas was invited to give a speech to the students. In 2009, Lucas released the film Men of Israel. I mean, really, is this appropriate? Which he called his most important. Journalists from the Atlantic, Out magazine, and Yediot Aharonot. If people would think these are the people of the Most High, you're out to lunch. I mean, they're not going to be doing that shit. So it goes to show, because the Bible has strict laws against that, so what's good? Noted it as a landmark film as the first pornographic movie shot on location with an all-Israeli cast. So he, in recent years, in 2012, he released his first documentary film about the thriving Israeli, who's really leading the worldwide movement. He even said in that clip, LGBT community, titled Undressing Israel, Gay Men in the Promised Land. The film includes footage of Tel Aviv's vibrant nightlife, a same-sex wedding, and candid interviews with a diverse range of local Israeli gays and lesbians, including a gay MP, an openly gay army trainer, a drag queen, a transvestite, a young Arab Israeli journalist, and same-sex parents raising their children, and a number of artists and activists. In 2014, Lucas released his second documentary, Campaign of Hate, Russia and Gay Propaganda, which investigates the current anti-gay climate in Russian politics and society. And his background's really cheesy, like, oh, he came up, rags to riches story, bullshit again. He was born in Moscow, Russia, 1972, to Lev Bregman, an engineer, and Elena Trevis, a Russian literature teacher. He was raised in a secular Jewish family. In 1994, he obtained a degree in law from Kutafin, Moscow. Yeah, look at the road he went. Good thing he did all that, right? And he briefly opened a travel agency. I guess in 1995, Lucas left for Munich, Germany on a tourist visa without an official work permit. Lucas worked and starred in heterosexual porn. He then worked as a nude model and in gay porn for French adult film producer Jean-Daniel Cadenot in Paris. Then he moved to New York City in 1997, where he worked at the Gaiety Theater. After a few adult industry jobs, which was a male burlesque place, okay. in California. He was offered a 1-year contract by Falcon Entertainment, which is another large gay production of pornography, whose producers have seen him in a French Cadenas film. Tried to say he won a grant through the lottery system. Who knows? With money saved from his work, right? Yeah, I'm sure he got so much. He founded his own gay porn company in New York, most expensive place to live in America, rather than Los Angeles, where most American porn companies are headquartered in 1998. So I guess he was sworn in as some type of citizen in October 2008. It was announced that Lucas had married his boyfriend of 8 years, Richard Winger. So he began, he has many, many different films. This one, I guess, was like his thing. And then he has his own website. If you're interested, I mean, he's very vain, as the Morning Star would be. I mean, the spirit is there, definitely. This is the type of character, I mean, if he was walking in the flesh, this is who I would envision him to be, something like this. I mean, with the name like Michael Lucas, too. And he has a lot of influence. And he's very sympathetic to, the synagogue of Satan, Israel. And they pushing all this. So I don't want to hear, it's just funny. If they were really whatever, this wouldn't be happening on the land like that. I mean, this is getting bad, guys. And who's in control of Helly Weird? If you look up, all these people's affiliations, you're going to start to see there is a connection. I was even look up this Clive Barker, because, he wrote a lot of books, and it turned into movies, too. I was looking down his stuff. I mean, you learn just from that stuff too, because he wrote these books of blood. You see that image there with the horns? And then you go into their personal life, right? I'm just like a nosy bish like that. He got his own little website too. But I'm just saying, out of anything they could have said here, your works, yeah, I get it. Different Faustian novels. This looks interesting. The Damnation Game. I'll have to look at that up. Ooh, talks about cannibalism, self-mutilation, incest. Why not, right? Pfft. I mean, the seals are open, right? These portals have been open. All these devils are here. And he's a bestseller of this, too, whatever that's about. Abarat. It looks almost like Arabic feel, but look at those images. So, he was quite the character, too. And I just find it funny that they felt the need that during his earlier years as a writer, they say under the personal life, it says he would occasionally work as a male prostitute. Oh, look at that. Goes back to China. Teddy, bro. Disgusting. Abominations are a tale as old as time, right? Hey, if you got a problem with that, kick rocks, because this is a safe space for people who actually care about the natural order. Everyone has a freaking... everyone's like forcing us to drink the Kool-Aid, and you can't even like be around certain individuals without the, you speak in your mind and they make you feel like, oh, you're attacking. That's what they claim is violence. Just having an opinion opposed to theirs, okay? Because no one's beating them up, but they act like words or punches, They're crazy. Some of them. Not all of them act so whatever, but... a lot of them I just, I'm respectful and I just keep it moving. I'm not going to go out of my way. Hang out with people that need help. So he's really into voodoo. He did a production called Voodoo and Inferno. I just find it funny. A Clown's Sodom and the Day. Do you see this, guys? This is Clive Barker. I'm just showing you a little bit before I go into like some of the other stuff that I have, but to show you when people say, oh, because a lot of rappers go into it too, how it's like this gay mafia, whatever you want to call it. I mean, if you're not down with it in Hollywood, you can't work. You can't work in certain fields, like they really do force that. Like, so what's what? Because we're in Sodom and Gomorrah. Yep. So that's Clive Barker for you. What we got here? Oh, this guy. I don't know if he got plastic surgery, what's going on. But even Adam Carolla, I had this up. I don't want to lose this. I don't want to make this long, guys, because I actually didn't have time for a vid today, but I wanted to put this up because I was banned for a whole week. You know, because it's, you know, because there is a so-called mob in town. You talk about anything against their agendas, they'll, you know, put you on timeout. So Adam Carolla, this was from 2014. A lot of them step out and they tell you what it is too. The gay mafia is real, okay? He even said you can't get ahead in Hollywood if you have issues with so-called gay people. I just call them sodomites because gay means happy. And they even try to hijack words like excuse you, like you're not happy unless you're, you know, doing sodomitish acts, which is bull. So after making comments in 2011 that someone deemed anti-gay, he came under fire from a number of lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender media watchdog groups. Now the comedian has continued his diatribe about gays and political correctness in an interview, where he claimed that the gay mafia is a reality. If you can't work with gay people, you're gonna have a difficult time in Hollywood. The source of the original outcry was in August 2011 that included commentary on gay marriage stemming from Sesame Street's Bert and Ernie gay controversy. Of course, they push that and all this stuff. That's why even the most innocent seeming shows are trash. In which Carolla said gay people should get married and shut up. He also apparently said that LGBT people should just call themselves yuck. Then ended the tirade with a question. When did we stop giving a shit about the exactly when they force it down our throats? Because it's a damn, you know, it's a cult. It's definitely a cult. So let me get this Clive Barker out of here. I don't need his junk anymore. And don't tell me, because a lot of people already said this. I wonder if I can bring up this picture. Because it says less than 2% of the American population is so-called Jewish, which is different from Israelites. Just want that to be known, because people don't know who's who. And I had a picture up. Did I lose it? So terrible. Of like what a real, oh, right here. This would be a real Israelite right here. Which, the untold history about the $5 Indians. Let's see. Yeah, right here, there's the other pictures too. So this would be real Israelites. Like, you know, you see her hair. I mean, that's very different than the people, you know. But, this one, I mean, I know, this judge, what is this, Clarence Thomas, I believe his name is. I had it wrong. I know he made some unjust rulings. I've heard some of his cases. But it is interesting that you have to, be a certain persuasion. And this gentleman, he's an MD, Dr. Reich Gerd Hammer. I have learned from a reliable source and made it public knowledge that Judge Bessie at Chambéry, who used lies to have me deported to France by an international arrest order, happens to be both leader of the Talmud school at Chambéry and also the highest ranking rabbi in France. That is interesting. Where are we at for time? Already at 24 minutes, so I don't want to make this long. I wanted to read a little bit about this. I'll have to put this for you too. I guess it's just the part, actually I'll go back, because this is something you can read on your own, but I can read a little bit It says, this series, this is from originally Timothy Fitzpatrick. I believe this was based on a book. It goes into a lot of what's going on, the different, it even talks about Eazy-E, if he was an Illuminati hit. You see, there's all these parts too you can click on. So I guess they're all videos. They're fairly short too. I won't play them all for you, but it'll go into, you know, this for people who are new. And even could be a really good refresher. I like going down some of these roads just to, you know, because you realize that, you know, where the stuff's coming from, and you show people the pattern. And goes into the casting couch that bigwigs, mainly Jewish, used to humiliate and control their willing servants. It goes into Hollywood is not really glamorous, but all about rituals, demons, and sodomy. Hollywood parties, called Pandora's box, something, out of Eyes Wide Shut. Maybe I should bring that up. It's kind of small for me. I'm sure it's really small for you too. Here we go. A little bit better, guys. Yeah, Hollywood parties called Pandora's box, something out of Eyes Wide Shut. If you guys ever seen that with the mask and the satanic, you know, vibe to it, you know. Hollywood producers bring women to orgy casting couch. When someone is sodomized, it is called gravy, which you can hear some stars refer to in interviews. Sodomy ritual, just the beginning of abuse. Male stars allow themselves to be sodomized in order to move up in Hollywood. If they don't comply with the sadistic requests, they are bankrupt, scandalized, or worse. Gay sex tapes used to blackmail stars. John Travolta, Soulja Boy, P. Diddy, Stephen Hill, Nas, Bow Wow, implicated in sex tape blackmail. David Letterman, sexual blackmail. Girls Gone Wild creator Joe Francis is forced to pose an internet extortion video. Will Smith, Denzel Washington, and other big-name stars not immune from ritual sodomy. Benny Medina and Quincy Jones, sexually initiated actor Will Smith. If someone in the Kabbalah cult likes the daughter of a star, he or she must relinquish their daughter or their child in order to move up. Insider claims U.S. Senator Ted Kennedy wanted his 14-year-old daughter. Queen Latifah initiates Hollywood women using a strap-on. Monsters Ball movie with Halle Berry and Billy Bob Thornton featured live sexual ritual. Jewish produced ghetto gaggers, not just a porn, but also in Hollywood. Porn stars go to Pandora's box, Hollywood sex parties, to initiate stars. Toni Braxton, driven out of her mind over what she had to give up to be famous. Cassie is P. Diddy's slave. Matt Damon in drag. Samuel L. Jackson kisses Jamie Foxx. Hollywood rituals hierarchy used to control stars. Celebrities can't get publicity without obeying the Kabbalah cult. Stars eat feces, drink urine in some rituals. Isn't that disgusting? I gotta read it to you. You just gotta hear it. I mean, these are all in the videos. This is just a little summary. Trayvon Martin's father, a Freemason, sacrificed his son. The more wealth you have, the more rituals you will have to do. 98% of hip-hop is gay. 2% of them got out. all actors have homosexual sex. Yes, Greek and Roman Empire, Babylonian, ancient, nasty, right? Stars only allowed to hang out with other compromised people as a form of control. That's why they get paired with each other. When you see people like Kim K and the rest of them going with these ghouls, like, how did she get them? It's to make you think that, like, a bum can aspire to be something, because these people, these are all arranged relationships. You don't think that's all arranged? Of course, because they do the same stuff, they run in the same circles, and they get paired with each other for a reason. So don't get it twisted. They don't have the freedom like you think they do. Kim Kardashian and Kanye West, a match made by the Illuminati. Of course, and that's why they never last either. Almost all actors have herpes. Hollywood donkey rituals with Reverend Jesse Jackson, Rabbi Shumli Botek, Google co-founders H.T.Y. Warner, Derrick Rose, Chicago Bulls, Chicago White Sox owner Jerry Reinsdorf, Congressman Mike Quigley, Senators Dick Durbin and Mark Kirk, William Wigley, Rahm Emanuel, Kanye West, Sam Zell, Rocky Wirtz from the Chicago Blackhawks, Groupon co-founder Valerie Jarrett, NBC News anchors Allison Rosati and Brian Williams, ABC's Ron Majors, Wyatt Rockefeller, Hillary and George Soros. Yeah, so when they're up there and they got their stuffed suits on and you think they're so dignified, you don't know what the hell they did before they even got on stage. Better wake up. Shaquille O'Neal's Worthy of Worship Masonic ring. Hollywood stars hate to be alone and have no mirrors in their houses because once someone sells their soul, they see images of demons. This is the purpose of having entourages. Rituals are constant. Satan demands more and more. Or the Satans, right? I'm sure there's more. There's all these Satans running around. Crystal City in Arlington, Virginia. That's an interesting place I'll have to look up. A place for politicians to engage in rituals. I know Virginia is a hot spot. We know that. Media groups conspire on editorial direction. Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie did rituals. I know, with a name like Pitt from the bottomless pit. Are you surprised? And Jolie, like, maybe like that god Jovial, did rituals with U.S. President Barack Obama on Halloween. Stars, family members sacrifice to keep stars in fear and obedience. Government cokeheads, former Canadian Prime Minister Pierre Trudeau, a cocaine user, New World Order usurping world resources in preparation for collapse. Donald Trump kisses breasts of tranny, Masonic one-finger gesture, Hollywood red carpet and blue dresses are colors of the Illuminati. Jay-Z doesn't have to do rituals anymore because he's crossed over and he is Master Mason, but he has to give Satan souls. Kanye West, an apprentice Mason, gave up his mother in order to move up in the industry. Rick Ross also gives souls. I mean, there's more videos, but I just wanted to give you a little taste. I'm going to put this link for you, and you can click on each of these videos. But, and it just, of course, because Zionism is huge. You know, if you go into the state of Israel, you know, these are the real thugs. I mean, these have nothing to do, I mean, I don't even know, man. There's just too much on it. Nazism. Yeah, because when you think of the word Zionism is Nazism, Because what? Ashkenazi, you have the Nazi, right? And they have a pamphlet called The Protocols of the Learned Elders of Zion. In the Protocols, the Jewish Zionist conspiracy is described as a symbolic serpent encircling the world, as if to emphasize that this is the correct understanding. The writing in Hebrew at the bottom of this Jewish New Year postcard is the word Leviathan. The identity of Leviathan is revealed in Isaiah 27 as the serpent or Satan. That is interesting. Yeah, that's an actual postcard with the word Leviathan. So that was a Jewish New Year postcard, if you want to look that up too, by artist Alan Roth, another Rothschild, in 1915. There's a lot of books that even talk about these connections, so get over it if you don't know, right? The Palestinian genocide, all the things they had to do, the reign of evil, because Israel is the front for the American military industrial complex. I guess there's a film too called The Occupation of the American Mind. If you need more references, speaking on the Israel's public relations war in the United States. That's very different from these people. Okay, not the, it says Black Indians, or rather Aboriginals of America, were supposed to benefit, but the government gave the majority of the land, legal tenders, tax relief, and other federal specialized benefits to white settlers who paid off the citizenship administrative organizations in order to become members of what is known as the 5 civilized tribes in Indian territory by Congress. So those Asian people you see today, those Canaanites, that's these. It's not the original Israelites, tribe of Judah and all that. People are just sad, guys. Okay, now the picture went away. Just, I guess this video is long enough. I'm ready. Oh, you see how they do you? Trash. I'm glad I got it before, you piece of shit. So sick of the freaking, even with this, they're not gonna like me even uploading this. Too bad. Too bad, yo. Because I'm sick of all of this going on every day, right? Like, who controls all of this stuff, right? And then, I got this on my backup channel. Guys, I don't even want to play this video. It was too good. It was just too good. She went into, you have to check her out, God's Way, Dream About Vax People. There's so many of like that, right? There's so many like that, so check that out. Don't even want to give too much. You can't, because they literally come on and start screening your vids like immediately as you put it up. But, we'll get over the way we need to get over. I'm not worried about this Hollywood cabal, trying to, like, keep us, scared to say anything. It's so sickening, right? Especially with the TV mind control. And you try to break that, it's like, oh no, because I'm interrupting their regularly scheduled brainwashing program, They don't like that. So, thank you so much for watching, guys. I'm going to cut this down because I already know we're getting there. Oh, yeah, I didn't give you my coup de grace. If you watch this long, guys, you're going to get a little something special. Because I was talking about my tranny stuff and the transhumanism. And I don't like to come hard without showing you guys, like, I had something for, I saw something, right? I must have saw something. And so a lot of them, that's why they get paired in these relationships in Hollywood, because most of them are trans. I'll have to show you the Buck Angel statue. there's a crazy statue that's out there that's really pushing, you know, that shows you what they expect. And so they'll have like reverse couples, like the guy will actually be, you know, a woman who transed and is full of, you know, chemicals and surgery, and vice versa, and that's how they can fit and make their babies and whatever they do, right? They're freaky families. So this is Lady Gaga, for all those who love Gaga. Look at this mask. I don't know exactly the year or whatever of the performance, but it's an obvious performance, and anybody watching can go look it up. Like, I tried to find their outfit, but you can obviously see it's real. And they let this out for a reason, because they're doing like a slow reveal. And most people are so compromised, they're going to be like, so what? That's great.
How are you, my little monsters? Are you having a good time? Me too. You know, I was thinking before about my favorite festival experience, because I know exactly how you all feel right now. You're covered in mud, and you're sweaty, and you smell. But you know why it's okay? Because what these festivals are all about is suffering for your love of music. And I remember that
Alright guys, so you see what's coming out of there, right? And I like how they said, this dude, oh, you suffer for the love of music. Yeah, it's a ritual when you go to these festivals. Now, they already showed you their original persona. I think their real name is Joe. Because you're going to see videos how they dress as a guy. And they're really into that personality. And they really do sound like the original character. I'm not going to, you know, I could do follow-up vids with this. Because I really need to break the spell of programming. You got to do it slow. Because their skirt hiked up, okay? And they still have the bottom half. They still have their, their member, their private member. I mean, that's not Photoshop. This is actual naturally happening. And you can tell they felt a little embarrassed, like, ooh, shit, but, like, didn't care. Because, I mean, they could be under the influence. I mean, they look like they probably got high before they went on stage. You know, they get lazy after a while. They're like, fuck it. They're like, oh, they secretly know and they don't care. Yeah, you know, you see some of those guys, even the guys with the red streaks in their hair, you don't see that being already Metro. I mean, why would he want to go to this concert? Maybe it's, you know, sometimes they just want to be like this character, right? It's crazy, but look.
I remember that my favorite first festival experience.
You can tell they were a little embarrassed, but I'll let it play all the way through.
And I remember that
and they're gonna mutter something to themselves, like they're like, like they knew it was something. They knew they weren't secure, they weren't tucked all the way, because usually they tuck. A lot of videos on that too, just to show you this is what Halley Weird's all about. This is, I mean, this is what we were allowed to catch. You know what I'm saying? The Most High is so amazing. You'll always get a glitch in the Matrix, guys. You gotta look for it. And a lot of them, they came out and they admit it. You know, I'm a guy. Megan Fox said that. I'm a man. And people are like, oh, ho, 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 like that's a joke. I mean, they can come out and say what it is, but people are so compromised, they won't believe them.
and I remember that
It doesn't get old, guys, but you can go check out their outfit. When this was, I'm not a fan, I don't care. I just have this shit back the hell up because I'm not going to lose that, guys. No way. But I'm going to put this link for you, this Kabbalah, and I'll go into all these videos talking about the casting couch. And we'll go down these roads, because step by step, guys, right? I don't want to, like, liquefy your brain. That was already, like, a lot, right? If you haven't seen that. Talk about the Pandora's box. Oh, yes. Because they're really pushing, they're trying to remove the vagina out of the way altogether and make this an anal society. And if guys are thinking that's normal, they're going to go with people like that and think it's fine. I see that more and more. Okay? And it's not much different from going from this realm down to the other. It's all the same cabal. It's all the same, right? Just really be careful, guys. I hope this wasn't too long. I'll talk to you soon. I got other videos and topics, and I want to keep them as condensed as possible. So I appreciate you guys, and have a great day.